Hello all, welcome to I Love Ruby. So in this video, we are going to look into stuff called encapsulation, and I'll just try to finish this classes stuff in today's video, right? So because yeah, of course, Ruby is object-oriented language, so there are a lot of stuff about classes and objects. So it is going to take long. So, but yeah, I'll just try to finish it in this video. So we are going to look into encapsulation, polymorphism, uh, constants in classes, and function alias and anonymous class and all those stuff, right? So yeah, let's see what we can do. So let me close unwanted stuff. Okay, so we have this thing called encapsulation. So what is encapsulation? So I don't know, like whether you have taken this gelatin pill or this capsule pill. So um, capsule pill or something like that. So let me just, yeah. So this type of pills, like I hope like somebody would have taken, or even you might have taken. So the outer shell is gelatin, and inside you might even have some medicine, and that medicine might be really bitter or something like that, which you can't just swallow. It might be in powdered form or something like granular form, which not be very good while it might not give very good experience while you swallow. So it's been encapsulated in this gelatin so that it just slides into your stomach, and it mix the water and other juices in your stomach dissolves the gelatin, and the powder or this grains just get dissolved in your stomach and get absorbed in your body, and it starts to cure your ailment. So uh, in order to prevent a bitter experience or to hide the details, it's been encapsulated. Or even if you're driving the car, if you're driving the electric car, of course, this book was written when gasoline cars were the norm and electric cars were almost nothing. Okay, let me tell you in terms of electric cars. So you don't worry about the kind of magnetic flux and magnetic induction and all those stuff. All you have been given is like steering and pedals, and you can operate the cars. Or you don't worry about the petrol air mixture or something like that. That if you're driving a internal combustion engine car, so you don't worry about the petrol air mixture or whatever that goes inside the engine. You just use the steering and pedals. The car still drives. Okay, so it's all been encapsulated away from you. So that's one great thing. And car is an object. Even pill is an object. Okay, so and even Ruby contains objects. So let's see how encapsulation works in Ruby. So let me launch my TextMate. Put a new file. So this is a program for encapsulation. Let me just run it and explain it to you. I believe running and then explaining is the best way to teach. I don't know, because at least the person knows, right? The program runs and this is how it behaves. Then it will become easy for him or her to understand, right? Okay, so this is there, right? And if you don't know, if you just put Control L, your terminal will get clear. Mostly in Linux, Mac, it works. I don't know about Windows, so that's the thing. And so Ruby encapsulation.rb. Okay, so yeah, first name is Ramanuja and second name is Iyengar. Okay, Ramanuja Iyengar or Srinivasa Ramanujan is what to say okay, actually I should have put Srinivasa Ramanujan. He was a great mathematician. So I think I had his name in mind when I was doing this. That's what I think, but I'm not sure, right? Okay, so let's see how it works. So you have this guy is equal to human.new, so you just define a class human. So creates an instance. And over here you just put guy.name is Ramanuja Iyengar. Okay, so that's the thing. And okay, so this thing means, okay, it calls the name thing. Okay. And in this name function, this variable name gets assigned to Ramanuja Iyengar, right? And over here, the name gets split. So it becomes like the first thing becomes Ramanuja and second thing it's Iyengar. So if it just gives split without anything, it gets splitted by space. So the first element will be Ramanuja and second will be Iyengar. So the first name will be assigned to this one, the first name. The second name will be assigned to last name. Okay, so that's the thing. So now if I just put like guy dot first name, it'll be like, okay, like what to say, it'll just put first name is Ramanuja and second name is Iyengar, right? So that's how it just prints. Okay, so yeah, this is what encapsulation is. But you can't assign, okay, like over here, like I would have mentioned in my book, you can't what to say, do guy dot first name is equal to Ramanuja. No, that won't work, right? Because we are encapsulating it. Okay, so like okay, the first and last name, it's like we are protecting it from something, right? We are protecting it from somebody assigning it from outside, like putting like, okay, like guy dot first name is equal to Ramanuja. No, it won't work, right? And only reading it, like guy dot first name will work. This guy dot first name, okay, if I just put like first name, okay, if I just put like Srinivasan, okay, Srinivasan, it will not work. Okay, so let me just execute it, and it shows something. Look, okay, yeah, first name, yeah. You just put this one, still it should not work. Okay, of course it's first name. Okay, right. So it's not working. It is showing some error, right? So, right, it is showing some error. So actually you've encapsulated. Okay, so if you just put attribute accessor, okay, so this will work. Okay, so this will work. But yeah, you have put attribute reader. So you're encapsulating it from somebody accidentally writing it. Okay, so that's the thing, right? So that's the thing. So this is what encapsulation is. And even of course the private and protected methods are created to encapsulate stuff. Okay, so and yeah, that's how it just works. So I'm not going into detail, but just know there is a way to protect something, or you can do something. You can prevent user while they're using your classes or API. That is, we call it as application programmer interface. You can prevent users of your library doing some stuff that might even hurt your program or something like that. So Ruby provides some methods. Okay, so that's the thing. So that's what encapsulation is. So this section was created just to tell you, okay, there is a thing called encapsulation where you can prevent users of your code from doing something. Okay, so that's the thing. And now let's go into a thing called polymorphism, right? So poly means many and morph means variations. Okay, so that's the thing. I don't know whether it's Greek or Latin. So, but yeah. So you've just gone this thing called hello plus word. So in while doing with strings, okay, so Ruby just adds it, concat. Okay, yeah. So I need to put IRB simple prompt. Okay, so okay, you just have this hello world, right? If you just uh, okay, right, right. So if you just put hello plus word, even in terminal in this Ruby IRB simple prompt or whatever it is, I encourage you to type. Okay, so that's the thing. Okay, so in this hello world, this plus when it okay when it comes between strings, it just adds it. So it just concatenates it and it just puts it. And okay, and when it comes to integers like this one, right? Ruby does a integer addition. Okay, this is a string addition. This is an integer addition. So somebody would have defined string the plus function for string, and somebody would have defined this plus function for integer. And Ruby knows which thing to pick up depending on the class. Okay, hello is a string class, so this plus means string plus, and this 134 is integer class. This plus means integer plus. Okay, so Ruby knows. Okay, so that's the beauty of it. And Ruby also knows that, okay, what will happen if you put a string operator and then an integer. Okay, so I'm just putting hello star 5. Okay, and Ruby knows I need to okay, this means hello 5 times. Okay, so Ruby knows that. Okay, so somebody would have defined. Okay, how it knows? Okay, some human would have gone and defined in string. They would have gone and defined the star. Okay, so that's the thing. And I think we can even go and look at the source or something like that. Okay, so yeah, let me. Okay, so string Ruby. So let me just check it. Okay, and okay, let me see whether there is star over here. So you need to go, yeah, there is, I think you can find star somewhere. Yeah, there is star method over here. And yeah, somebody has defined it, and you can even toggle source. Okay, somebody has written it in C. Okay, so so yeah, I'm sorry, like they have written it in C. So yeah, possibly if you know C very well. Once I was a C musician, but no, now I've lost the touch. But yeah, somebody has written, okay, string, and it takes an integer and it gives new string. Okay, so you can just go and see it and at least see the stuff. I don't know how they generated all this very excellent documentation and all those stuff, but yeah, you can just go and see. So this is the power of free software. Okay, so you can go and see, possibly if you're smart enough, you can understand it, you can modify it if you want, and all those stuff, right? And yeah, and over here we have put hello is equal to 6. Okay, and so hello is equal to 6, and now if you just put hello star 5, it knows like, oh, okay, it knows that I shouldn't put 6 5 times. Okay, so Ruby knows that. Okay, so if I put this one, the thing is going to be different. Okay, so Ruby knows. So okay, so Ruby knows, like Ruby just knows the hello over here is integer. So this one is integer star method should be called. Over here it knows that the string star method should be called. Okay, so that's the thing. So if you go to integer, and if you go to star, and if you go to string, and if you go to that star, uh, it is going to be different. Okay, let me just show you. Like if you look at the source, it will be different. Okay, so it should be. So integer. Okay, so right. Okay, so and it takes a number and gives out a number. So here itself is different stuff. So look, this seems so simple, right? And where is that star over here? Right? Yeah, over here. And this one looks big, complex. So yeah, there is some difference, right? So so yeah, that's the thing, right? So that's how this is called as polymorphism. That is like one star takes many forms, and not only that star plus or something like that. You have, if you want to find length of a string, you can just do it. So some text dot length is 9. So each and every character in this text is considered as element. But over here you have some text and time dot now 5 7. So it should be greater than 9, you will think, but this is an array, right? So this one has only 1, 2, 3. And this entire sum text is just one element, and time dot now is another extra element, fourth element. So it only prints 4. So that's how it is. So when it comes to string, the length function morphs to counting characters, and when it comes to array, the length function morphs to counting number of objects in an array. Okay, so that's the thing. Okay, okay, so now we'll look at something called class constant. Okay, so let me take my TextMate. Okay, so put a new file, right? Okay, so let me just put it as class constant. Okay, so imagine you're having a class called circle, and you want to define a constant pi or something like that. So you can define it in a class, but I'm not going here for circle and something complex, because I just want to concentrate on class constant. Okay, so you have class called something, and you have some constant 25 in that, and you can access the constant using the class name colon colon constant. So let me run this program, Ruby class constant.rb, and it puts 25, right? So that's the thing. This is how you define constant in class. Of course, like every Ruby constant, the constant should start with a capital letter. If something starts with a capital letter, it means constant. One might even ask whether a class name is a constant. Of course it is. Every class name starts with a capital character, and it is a constant. Okay, so that's the thing, right? And that's how it is. Yes, right. Okay. And there is, okay. Mhm. I really don't know what happened over here. Over here is, I think I've put something wrong over here. Okay, there is a program called class constant one.rb. So I need to take the code, and over here I think I've put it wrong, so I need to correct it. Okay, so let me just take that code. Okay, so um okay, so right, localhost 8000. So this will also help you to, okay, this is not running. This put I love Ruby. Right, so code. Okay, this is where the code is. Oh, all right. Okay, so okay, like I'll just go to GitLab, right? GitLab, and I'll just put find file. And this one class constant one.rb, right? So I have made a mistake in my book. Okay, it's nice to do videos because I am okay. This should be class constant one.rb, right? So that's the thing. Okay, so let me put a new file. Okay, it should be class constant underscore one.rb. So I'm just saving it. Okay, so let me just run this program. Class one.rb, and okay. So okay, let me just explain this output. Okay, so it says s dot constant is wrong. So till this one, okay. So something dot constant. Okay, that prints 25. That prints 25 perfectly well over here. And you put s is nothing but instance variable of something dot new, and you can't access constant class constant via instant variable. Okay, that's not possible. Okay, so you can only access it by this one, like class name double colon and then the constant name. Okay, so that's how you can access it. So that's about class constant, and of course we can do some kind of hack in Ruby to access this class constant in another way for instance variables. So this one, so let me just copy it and put it. So okay, but professionally I have never done a code like this, like, okay, so let me just copy it and put it class constant 2.rb, right? So what happens over here is, okay, Ruby class 2.rb, right? Over here, even this one works, okay? That how it works is, okay, you have defined a method over here. So this s dot constant returns this constant, okay? So somehow you can access this constant over here without putting the double colon, okay? So this constant means, okay, it goes over here, and this means 25, right? So this gets returned out, and that comes to put s, and so you get the second 25 getting printed out here. So this is how a instance variable can access constant in a class. Okay, so that's how it is. Okay. Why class? Okay, what is this class constant 3? Oops, there is another error over here. Oh, okay, it's coming. Oh, okay, all these. Okay, this code link seems to be wrong. Okay, right. I need to mend that. Okay. Okay, right. This should work, right? Okay, yeah. This third program is meant to show this one. Okay, so I've screwed up in what to say, putting the right code in my book. So in my book, the outputs are correct, but the code is wrong. So okay, yeah, this code is right. So I think some code outputs are not right. So I need to make it. Okay, some code is not right, but the output is correct or something. So yeah, let me just see how this works. Okay, so actually this shouldn't work because there's a bug. So this program is to understand about the bug. Okay, so that's the thing. Okay. So you have this class constant 3. Okay, so uh okay, so now it just puts, okay, like this one puts the class constant, but if you try to access something like s double colon constant, no, because s is instance variable. Okay, so that won't work. Okay, so that's the thing. So the only way to do is like s dot constant. Okay, like we saw it in previous program. Okay, so that's how it is. And so yeah, that's how it is. And yeah, these are about constants in Ruby. Next one is very simple program. It's called Alias. Okay, like so. Okay, so let me put a new program, save it. Let me just right Ruby function alias. Okay, right now it shouts. It just says and all that stuff. Okay, so actually what happens here is this is, or whatever it is. It's being defined in this make noise. Okay, but we can also rename a function something like that. Of course, even if you put make noise, it should work. Make underscore noise. Okay, it should work. It should work. So okay, so but you can just rename a function something like that, alias. Okay, so the shout means make noise and both means the same. So that's how it is. So that's why it's called alias. So that's another name for this method, make noise. So that's called as alias. So that's the thing. So it's very straightforward. Okay, so and finally in my classes thing, you've got this anonymous class. Okay, so okay, so that means this class has no name or something like that, right? So oops, let me put a new program. I think people in JavaScript would have known because they would define objects in a lot of anonymous classes or something like that. But of course, yeah, this is the way to do it in Ruby. And actually, I have never used anonymous class in my professional Ruby program. Okay, so yeah, I'm a Rails developer, so that's the thing. So possibly, yeah, somebody would have used and all those stuff. In very screwed up Rails app, we do even monkey patching, meta programming, and all those things, but it's not encouraged. Okay, so that's the thing. Okay, Ruby anonymous class.rb, right? So over here, the class has no name over here. So if I just put, okay, I just put a variable called person and I just put class.new. Over here itself, I'm just defining a class very dynamically. And of course, this is start of the class and this is the end of the class. In end of the class, I'm just putting new so that this person will become instance variable of this class. Okay, so and I'm just putting say hi and this say hi will just return hi. So if I just put person dot say hi, this will return hi and it gets printed over here. So it gets printed over here, right? And if I just put person dot class, it gives some random stuff. This class really has no name. Right? It gets stored somewhere in RAM and all those stuff, but it really has no name. So that's the thing, right? So this is called as anonymous class in Ruby. So yeah. So that's the thing. Yeah, if you put something like class A and end, and if you just put A is equal to A dot new, and if you just get A dot class, it'll show A because this class has a name, but that person has no name. So this is called as anonymous class. So with this thing, I think we have completed about classes and objects in my book, but it doesn't mean that it's comprehensive or all other stuff. My book is written to get started with Ruby, right? But yeah, I think it's enough. Yeah, so yeah, just explore it and all those stuff and know more and all those things. So that's the thing. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you have a happy coding experience. Okay.